What do Madagascar's flag colors truly symbolize? The flag of Madagascar proudly waves three colors: white, red, and green, each imbued with deep meaning and significance to the nation's identity. The white represents purity and the spirit of freedom, symbolizing the hope and aspirations of the Malagasy people for unity and peace. This is particularly poignant given the country's rich history of struggle and perseverance. The red stands for the bloodshed of Madagascar's ancestors, reflecting their courage and sacrifice in the fight for independence and sovereignty. Finally, the green represents the lush landscapes and bountiful nature of Madagascar, a country famous for its unique biodiversity. Together, these colors weave a narrative of the nation's past, celebrating both its heritage and its aspirations for the future. Just as the flag unfurls in the wind, it tells a story of resilience and hope, inviting everyone to appreciate the beauty and complexity of Madagascar's culture and spirit. Did you know there's a giant among viruses? The Pandora virus, discovered in 2013, takes the spotlight as the largest virus known to science. What sets it apart is not just its size, but the fact that it can actually be seen under a standard microscope, unlike most viruses that are too tiny for our eyes to detect. Imagine spotting a virus without specialized equipment. This remarkable organism boasts a genome that's an astonishing 50 times larger than that of the flu virus. Think of it like comparing a hefty novel to a quick comic book. The Pandora virus has much more story to tell. Found in a water sample from a pond in Brazil, this giant virus opened up new discussions in the scientific community about what it means to be a virus. It's challenging our understanding of viral evolution and life forms. With its unique features and impressive size, the Pandora virus is not just a curiosity. It might help scientists unravel the mysteries of how viruses evolved and how they interact with other microscopic life forms. So the next time someone mentions a virus, remember there's a giant out there waiting to be explored. Prepare to be amazed by Jamaica's sprinting legends. This island nation is celebrated for producing some of the fastest athletes in the world, with Usain Bolt leading the pack. Bolt isn't just a sprinter, he's a global icon with 8 Olympic gold medals and a jaw-dropping 9.48-second world record in the 100 meters. But Jamaica's sprinting legacy doesn't end with Bolt. Even after his incredible career, Jamaica continued to shine on the track during the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, where Elaine Thompson-Herah and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce both struck gold in the women's 100 meters. What's behind this sprinting supremacy? Studies indicate that Jamaican sprinters often have a unique muscle composition that gives them an advantage, along with their body's exceptional efficiency in using oxygen. But it's not just biology at play. The culture in Jamaica deeply values athleticism, encouraging young people to get involved in sports from an early age. This combination of physical traits and a supportive environment sets the stage for greatness, making Jamaica a powerhouse in the world of track and field. Believe it or not, but Michael Jackson had a surprising friendship. In the dazzling world of pop music, Michael Jackson, often hailed as the king of pop, had a unique bond with child actor Macaulay Culkin, famous for his role in the movie Home Alone. Their friendship blossomed in the 1990s when Culkin was a rising star. They spent countless hours together, bonding over their shared experiences of growing up in the spotlight. Despite their age difference, they found comfort in each other's company. Jackson even chose Culkin to be the godfather of 2 of his children, which is quite a significant honor. This special role illustrates the depth of their connection, as Jackson entrusted him with such an important responsibility. They often had fun adventures like trips to amusement parks, where Jackson could enjoy a sense of normalcy away from the public eye. Their friendship was a beautiful reminder that even in the glitzy world of entertainment, genuine connections can flourish, showing that love and friendship can transcend age and fame. You won't believe this about ancient golden artifacts. The Quimbaya artifacts, uncovered in Colombia and thought to date back between 300 and 1000 CE, are a fascinating glimpse into the ingenuity of early civilizations. These small, intricately crafted golden statues primarily depict animals, but their true purpose has sparked some wild theories. Some researchers suggest that these artifacts could have represented early flying machines, An astonishing notion, especially when you consider that they predate modern airplanes by centuries. Imagine small golden birds designed with wings, possibly symbolizing the dream of flight long before it became a reality for humankind. This has led to intriguing debates among archaeologists and historians about the cultural significance of these artifacts. Were they merely decorative pieces, or could they have played a role in spiritual or ceremonial practices? The beauty of the Quimbaya artifacts lies not only in their craftsmanship, but also in the mysteries they hold about the aspirations and imaginations of ancient peoples. Each piece invites us to ponder how creativity and innovation might have unfolded in a time vastly different from our own. Who would have thought that dragonflies are sky ninjas? These ancient insects are among the most skilled aerial hunters on Earth. With 4 wings that move independently, dragonflies can hover in place, pivot mid-air, and dart in any direction with precision. Their massive compound eyes provide nearly 360-degree vision, allowing them to track prey and dodge predators in a fraction of a second. They don't just chase prey, they intercept it mid-flight, calculating trajectory like a missile system. Their success rate? A mind-blowing 95%. In wind tunnel experiments, dragonflies were shown to anticipate the movements of their targets, adjusting their flight path accordingly. Their speed tops 60 km/h, and their role in controlling pests like mosquitoes makes them not only amazing hunters, but crucial allies to human health. Did you know the real dangers behind The Wizard of Oz? When you think of classic films, The Wizard of Oz shines bright with its colorful characters and enchanting story. But what happened behind the scenes was far from magical. For instance, the beloved Tin Man, played by Jack Haley, faced some serious challenges thanks to his shiny green makeup, which contained copper. This makeup, while visually stunning, led to a painful eye infection that made filming quite difficult for him. Meanwhile, actress Margaret Hamilton, who wowed audiences as the Wicked Witch, had her own harrowing experience during a fire scene. During a scene where she makes a dramatic exit, special effects went wrong, and she suffered severe burns. Thankfully, both actors persevered, and their performances contributed to the film's timeless charm. These behind-the-scenes struggles remind us that even in the world of make-believe, the magic comes with its own set of challenges. The film taught us the value of courage, friendship, and resilience, not just for its characters, but for the talented people who brought them to life. Discover where gravity pulls harder on Earth. Did you know that gravity isn't the same everywhere? It's true, Earth's gravity can vary slightly depending on where you are. Generally, gravity is a bit stronger at lower altitudes, so if you're standing at sea level, you'll feel a stronger pull than if you were on top of a tall mountain. Isn't that fascinating? But it doesn't stop there. The location also matters. Gravity is stronger at the poles compared to the equator. This happens because the Earth isn't a perfect sphere. It bulges at the equator due to its spinning motion, making it a bit further from the center of gravity. Additionally, areas with denser crust, like mountains or certain geological formations, can also pack a stronger gravitational punch. These variations might sound tiny, but they can affect satellite readings and even how we measure things on our planet. So next time you're on top of a hill or at the beach, remember that gravity is giving you a little nudge in its unique way. You won't believe this about the Balearic Islands. These stunning islands, located in the Mediterranean Sea, are not just a vacation hotspot. They boast a treasure trove of fascinating history and mouth-watering cuisine. Archaeological sites across the islands date back to prehistoric times, revealing a rich tapestry of human activity and culture. Visitors can explore ancient taliots and burial sites that tell stories of the original inhabitants, the Taliotic people, who left their mark thousands of years ago. On top of their historical significance, the Balearic Islands delight food lovers with their incredible local cuisine. Imagine savoring fresh seafood caught straight from the Mediterranean, paired with delicious local fruits and vegetables. Traditional dishes like sobrasada and ensaimada showcase the island's unique flavors, making every meal a flavorful experience. So, whether you're wandering through ancient ruins or indulging in delectable dishes, the Balearic Islands are sure to captivate your heart and taste buds. Can you believe hermit crabs run housing chains? Hermit crabs don't grow their own shells. They borrow them from dead snails. But as they grow, they need to upgrade. That's when the magic happens. A hermit crab in search of a bigger shell triggers a social chain reaction. Other crabs gather, each waiting for the right size vacancy. When the first crab finds a new shell and moves in, the next smallest one quickly grabs the vacated home, and so on down the line. This synchronized shell swap may involve dozens of participants. It's efficient, peaceful, and incredibly organized. Despite being solitary by nature, hermit crabs exhibit a surprisingly social behavior when it comes to real estate. A lesson in community resource sharing without any fuss. What makes a watermelon worth thousands of dollars? The answer lies in the extraordinary Densike watermelon, a rare gem grown exclusively on the island of Hokkaido in Japan. These unique watermelons stand out not just for their taste, which is famously sweet and juicy, but also for their striking, shiny black skin. Unlike typical watermelons, which are usually green, the Densuke's dark exterior gives it a special appeal and mystique. What truly drives their price into the thousands, sometimes reaching over $6,000 for a single fruit, is their scarcity and the meticulous care required to grow them. Farmers tend to these delicacies with great dedication, ensuring that each watermelon receives just the right amount of water and sunlight, while also protecting them from pests. The result is a fruit that not only tastes divine, but also carries a reputation, often becoming a luxurious gift or a status symbol among connoisseurs. So next time you bite into a simple slice of watermelon, just imagine how incredible and pricey the Densuke variety must be. Ever heard of Snake Island's deadly inhabitants? This Brazilian island, known as Ilha da Queimada Grande, is infamous for being home to the world's most venomous snake, the golden lancehead viper, or Bothrops insularis. Imagine a place where one snake can deliver a venom so potent that it can kill a human in just a few hours. That's why Brazilian authorities made the tough decision to ban access to the island, preserving both the safety of people and the unique ecosystem of these snakes. The golden lancehead is not only fascinating because of its deadly bite, but also due to its incredible adaptation. Over thousands of years, these vipers evolved in isolation, leading to distinctive traits unlike any other snake species. They primarily feed on the island's bird population, a meal made easy by their rapid and efficient hunting skills. So while the island is a dangerous spot for humans, it's a crucial habitat that highlights the importance of biodiversity and the delicate balance of nature. Visiting Snake Island is like stepping into a real-life thriller, but for now, only the snakes get to enjoy its unnerving beauty. It's hard to believe, but balancing barnacles glue better than superglue. These humble sea creatures are master chemists. Barnacles secrete a natural underwater adhesive made from complex protein polymers and calcium, which instantly hardens in saltwater. Their glue can bind to almost any surface, metal, rock, or shell, and remains stable in high-pressure, turbulent environments. Lab tests show their cement has bonding strength up to 14 MPa, surpassing many industrial adhesives. Unlike superglue, it's eco-friendly, biodegradable, and works flawlessly underwater. Scientists are studying its structure to develop medical-grade sealants and underwater construction adhesives. Evolution refined this formula over millions of years, solving engineering problems that still challenge human scientists. It's one of the most perfect examples of nature outperforming industry with sustainable brilliance. Why is the US-Mexico border so heavily guarded? The US-Mexico border is known for its extensive security measures, which stand in stark contrast to the more relaxed US-Canada border. This heightened surveillance primarily stems from serious issues like human trafficking and illegal immigration that occur along the southern border. To tackle these challenges, the U.S. has implemented a range of security initiatives, including fences, surveillance technology, and a significant presence of Border Patrol agents. Many people crossing the border do so for better opportunities, but unfortunately, there are also those who exploit vulnerable individuals, making trafficking a critical concern. In recent years, the U.S. government has intensified efforts to deter illegal crossings and improve border safety, which has led to debates about the balance between security and human rights. While the U.S.-Canada border remains much less fortified, the complexities surrounding the U.S.-Mexico border continue to provoke discussions about immigration policy and national security. What will the future hold for these borders? Actually, sea lions create beachside chaos with their voices. On rocky coastal breeding grounds, sea lions don't just gather, they erupt into a roaring sea of sound. These social mammals produce more than 30 distinct vocalizations, ranging from guttural growls to piercing squeals. Each sound has a specific function: defending territory, attracting mates, or calling for pups. During the mating season, dominant males turn beach zones into fortress bars, where they bellow night and day to ward off rivals. Amid this chaos, pups learn the exact vocal fingerprint of their mothers, allowing reunification in dense colonies. Researchers discovered that sea lion calls evolve into regional dialects, much like human accents. Vocal traditions are passed down through generations. These aren't just noises. They're an intricate language that supports social cohesion, identity, and even cultural inheritance. Is it possible that wolves use howling as a GPS? More than haunting music of the wilderness, a wolf's howl is a survival tool of impressive sophistication. Each individual's voice carries unique frequency markers that other pack members instantly recognize, even from 16 kilometers away. But these calls do more than identify. They transmit complex information: warnings, location data, territorial markers, and rendezvous points. Wolves listen not just for the sound, but for its echoes, which tell them about surrounding terrain, obstacles, and safe paths. It's acoustic navigation, woven with social connection. Young wolves are taught to howl with precision, joining the chorus as apprentices of this sonic map. As wolves roam vast forests and mountains, howling serves as their GPS, walkie-talkie, and family thread all at once. This might surprise you. The world's busiest island, Santa Cruz del Islote Island, tucked away off the coast of Colombia in the sparkling Caribbean Sea, is a tiny marvel of human ingenuity. Imagine a space just 1.2 hectares, about the size of a football field, crammed with around 500 residents. That's like squeezing an entire town into a backyard. The island has become the most densely populated island in the world, a shining example of community and resilience. Here, life is vibrant and bustling despite the limited space. Homes are built close together, and the community thrives on fishing and tourism, drawing visitors curious about this unique lifestyle. Residents have adapted remarkably, using every inch of land wisely, making the most of their surroundings. With no cars, the island feels like a throwback to a simpler time, where people know each other and walk everywhere. Santa Cruz del Islote is not just an island. It's a testament to how people can create a lively, close-knit community against all odds in the tranquil embrace of the sea. Did you know otters have a favorite stone? This delightful fact adds another layer to our understanding of these playful creatures. Otters are not just adorable, they're also crafty little tool users. Each otter has a special stone that it carries around, often tucked away in a little pocket under their arm or in a loose pouch on their belly. This stone isn't just for show, it's a crucial tool. Otters use their favorite rocks to crack open hard-shelled animals, like mollusks and crustaceans, which are tasty treats for them. Imagine them floating on their backs, holding their prized stone in one paw while munching away. This behavior not only showcases their intelligence, but also their playful nature. In fact, some otters even have a collection of stones, choosing the perfect one for each meal. So next time you watch an otter at a zoo or in a documentary, take a moment to appreciate their unique relationship with these stones. They're not just playing around, they're demonstrating a fascinating part of how they interact with their environment. Believe it or not, frogfish don't bite their food. These amazing creatures, also called toadfish or pelicanfish, have a feeding method that's quite different from most fish. Instead of having sharp teeth to tear at their meals, frogfish rely on a fascinating technique that utilizes rapid suction. When they spot their prey, whether it's a small fish or shrimp, They open their wide mouths very quickly. This sudden gulp creates a powerful vacuum that pulls the unsuspecting victim in and down into their throat in the blink of an eye. What's even more impressive is how incredibly fast this suction action happens. It's so speedy that the prey barely has time to react or escape. Imagine a creature that can devour its meal in an instant without needing to chew. Frogfish are often found camouflaged on the ocean floor, blending in with their surroundings. And when the time is right, they strike with their unique feeding style. This unusual method makes them fascinating examples of nature's creativity in adapting for survival. Ever thought about why Bir Tawil is unclaimed? This unique patch of desert lies between Egypt and Sudan, making it one of the few places on Earth that is officially uninhabited and unwanted. Picture a land of arid sands and rugged terrain that both countries avoid. The reason? Historical boundary lines. Egypt and Sudan have long-established borders that they both treasure, and claiming Bir Tawil would jeopardize their claims to more valuable territories nearby. It's a fascinating twist in international politics, where two nations have chosen to ignore this barren land rather than embrace it. Imagine a territory that no one wants, yet it still exists without any recognition on maps. Bir Tawil is approximately 2,060 square kilometers of untouched land that highlights the complexities of national borders and the way history shapes our world today. In some odd way, it serves as a stark reminder of how political decisions can lead to unexpected results. So, what might happen if someone decided to set foot in Bir Tawil and claim it for themselves? Who would have thought that quokkas always look happy? The quokka's viral fame stems from its irresistibly cheerful expression, a wide-eyed, open-mouthed smile that melts hearts online. But behind the grin is biology, not joy. Their facial structure naturally forms a pleasant look, regardless of mood. That said, quokkas truly are more sociable than most wild animals. Native to predator-free islands in Australia, they've evolved without the instinct to fear humans. Over generations, their willingness to approach people brought food rewards, favoring the survival of friendly individuals. As a result, modern quokkas are bold, curious, and often interact directly with tourists. Their behavior is a case study in how evolutionary pressures, not emotions, can shape the friendliness of a species. So next time you see a quokka selfie, remember, it's not smiling for the camera. It's thriving thanks to a perfect mix of charm and adaptation. Believe it or not, but hot air balloons fill the skies. Every year, the International Balloon Festival in Pokhara, Nepal, transforms the skies into a colorful canvas with 25 stunning hot air balloons taking flight. This vibrant festival lasts for 9 exciting days, attracting thousands of tourists from around the globe who gather to witness the breathtaking sight and enjoy a variety of cultural performances and activities. Imagine standing along the shores of Lake Pua, where the reflections of those brightly colored balloons dance on the water, while the backdrop of the majestic Annapurna mountain range looms overhead. Visitors can take rides in some of these balloons, floating above the picturesque landscape and soaking in panoramic views of the lush hills and serene lakes below. The festival isn't just about the balloons. It also showcases local music, dance, and food, creating a festive atmosphere that celebrates Nepal's rich culture. For many, it's not just an event, but a magical experience that they cherish for a lifetime. What if I told you about the tallest bridge ever? The Millau Viaduct in France is not just another pretty structure. It's a breathtaking engineering marvel that towers over the landscape at a stunning 343 meters, 125 feet. Located in the scenic south of France, this cable-stayed bridge gracefully spans the Tarn River Valley, connecting the towns of Millau and Cressels. Imagine standing on the bridge and looking down. You're higher than the Eiffel Tower. Opened in 2004, the Millau Viaduct was designed by French engineer Michel Virloju and architect Norman Foster, featuring sleek lines and a minimalistic design that blends harmoniously with the rugged terrain. It has become a symbol of innovation and elegance, attracting visitors from all over the world who come to marvel at its height and beauty. Moreover, this impressive bridge not only helps ease traffic congestion, but also serves as an iconic showcase of modern engineering. So the next time you think about bridges, remember that in France there's one that truly stands above the rest. Have you ever wondered if the echidna can hear prey underground? The echidna, a spiny Australian monotrim, is more than just a quirky creature. It's a sensory marvel. At the tip of its snout are thousands of electroreceptors that detect the faintest electric fields generated by the tiny muscle movements of insects underground. As it digs, this sixth sense helps it zero in on ants, termites, and larvae, even when buried under layers of dirt or leaves. Once the signal is strong, the echidna deploys its long, sticky tongue to scoop the prey in milliseconds. Unlike predators that rely on vision or smell, the echidna operates like a living radar system. It's an ideal adaptation for a nocturnal, burrowing hunter, especially in the dark, dry landscapes of Australia. Despite its clumsy appearance, the echidna is one of the most precise feeders in the animal kingdom, guided by an invisible world of bioelectricity. This might surprise you. Debt is soaring. In 2016, the world found itself in a staggering financial position as the total debt skyrocketed to over $199 trillion. That number is not just a statistic. It represents money owed by governments, businesses, and individuals. To put this into perspective, only about $80.9 trillion was available in cash and bank deposits. This means that our debts were more than 2.5 times the money readily available. This significant gap raises important questions about economic stability and financial health globally. Many countries were grappling with issues of national debt, while consumers often face credit card bills and loans. As we're now part of a credit-driven world, understanding how so much debt can exist compared to available cash can shed light on broader economic trends. Are we over-relying on borrowing? Could this balance impact future generations? As debts continue to grow and savings seem sparse, it's crucial to consider how societies manage their finances and the potential challenges ahead. Who would have thought that a snake isn't responding to music but to vibrations? The classic image of a cobra dancing to a snake charmer's flute is wildly misunderstood. Snakes are nearly deaf to airborne sound. They lack external ears and eardrums. Instead, they sense low-frequency ground vibrations through their jawbones, which are in direct contact with the earth. These vibrations are transmitted to the inner ear, giving them a surprisingly sharp awareness of movement around them. When a snake appears to follow the flute, it's actually reacting to the vibrations caused by the charmer's footsteps and instrument motion. Without movement, the snake loses interest. More impressively, this sensitivity allows snakes to detect approaching animals or even seismic activity, making them living motion sensors. The music myth masks the truth. Snakes are tuned not to sound, but to the heartbeat of the ground beneath them. It may seem unbelievable, but cows have 4 stomachs. Technically, cows have one stomach divided into 4 specialized chambers: the rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. This incredible digestive system allows them to extract nutrients from tough, fibrous plants. First, in the rumen, billions of microbes ferment the grass, producing fatty acids that the cow absorbs for energy. Then the food moves to the reticulum, where it's formed into cud and regurgitated for re-chewing, a key step in digesting cellulose. In the omasum, water and minerals are filtered and absorbed. Finally, the abomasum acts like a true stomach, using acid and enzymes to finish digestion. This process not only makes cows efficient grazers, but also supports entire ecosystems by recycling plant matter. Though they seem slow, cows are living bioreactors, powerful converters of grass into energy, milk, and protein, with a stomach engineered like a 4-step production line. Ever wondered why Thailand has such wild weather shifts? The truth is, Thailand boasts a tropical climate that serves up warm days nearly all year long, making it a favorite destination for sun seekers. However, not all parts of Thailand share the same hot vibes. In the northern region, especially in places like Chiang Mai, the winter months can be surprisingly cool, with temperatures dipping low enough to leave a dusting of frost. Folks there might even need a jacket when the sun goes down. Meanwhile, central and southern Thailand bask in the heat, often hitting a sizzling 35 degrees Celsius. These warmer areas, like Bangkok and the islands, are perfect for beach lovers looking to soak up those sunbeams. The country's varied elevations and geography create these fascinating weather contrasts, which adds to Thailand's charm. So whether you're climbing mountains or lounging on tropical beaches, the diverse climate means there's a perfect spot for everyone, every season. Believe it or not, a duck's feet are nature's perfect oars. Ducks have evolved webbed feet that operate like highly efficient paddles. During a swim stroke, the webbing spreads out to push more water, generating thrust. On the return stroke, the toes fold inward, reducing drag. This efficient design enables ducks to swim with minimal energy loss, reaching speeds of 8 km/h and diving up to 3 meters deep. Their feet also contain a special vascular system that conserves heat in cold water, allowing ducks to stay active even in icy conditions. The outer layer is reinforced with keratin, preventing cuts from sharp underwater objects. Add to that precise muscular control, and ducks become highly maneuverable swimmers. These webbed feet are nature's engineering marvel. Paddle, rudder, and heat exchanger combined. Ever heard of a flamboyance of flamingos? This delightful term perfectly captures the colorful charm of these beautiful birds. Flamingos are not just noted for their stunning pink feathers, which come from the food they eat, like shrimp and algae. Their social behavior is just as fascinating. When you see them together, it's not just a random gathering. A group of flamingos often forms tight-knit communities, showcasing their unique, eye-catching dance moves and synchronized preening rituals. Did you know that the more flamboyant the group, the more likely they are to attract mates? This vibrant display is essential in various social interactions and mating rituals. Flamingos communicate through a variety of vocalizations and body language, conveying everything from alarm to affection. As you watch these slender-legged creatures wading gracefully in the water, remember that their flamboyance isn't just about their looks. It's woven into their social lives too. So next time you spot a gathering of flamingos, just think, you're witnessing a true flamboyance in action. Get ready to explore Ganvi, the Venice of Africa. This remarkable village in Benin floats elegantly on stilts above the shimmering waters of Lake Nkoe. Picture a vibrant community where the hustle and bustle of daily life is surrounded by stunning aquatic scenery. In Ganvi, the residents have ingeniously adapted to their unique environment, constructing homes high above the lake to protect against seasonal floods. Instead of cars and trucks, you'll find boats gliding through the canals, which serve as the village's main thoroughfares. Fishing is the heartbeat of this community. Families rise with the sun to cast their nets, relying on the lake's bounty for sustenance and income. As you stroll through the waterways, it's hard not to be captivated by the colorful wooden houses and the lively atmosphere filled with laughter and conversation. The stilted architecture is not just a practical solution, but a beautiful representation of how humans can harmonize with nature. Visiting Ganvi offers a glimpse into a world where life flows with the rhythm of the water, making it a truly unforgettable experience. Here's something incredible about Görme's frescoes. The open-air museum in Görme, Turkey, is a remarkable treasure trove showcasing centuries-old frescoes that adorn its stunning rock-hewn churches. These vibrant paintings created by early Christian communities depict biblical scenes and stories that reflect both faith and artistry. As you stroll through this UNESCO World Heritage Site, you'll find each vibrant scene revealing the rich history and culture of the people who once worshipped here. The colors, preserved remarkably well despite the test of time, transport visitors back to a period where these artworks played a vital role in spiritual life. The intricate details in the frescoes serve not only as a testament to the skilled artisans of the past, but also as an invitation to reflect on the spiritual journeys of those who came before us. Isn't it amazing how these art pieces have endured for centuries, allowing us to connect with history in such a profound way? Every visit to Görme is a unique experience, allowing people of all ages to marvel at this beautiful intersection of faith and creativity. What happens when a lake suddenly explodes? Limnic eruptions are one of nature's most startling phenomena, and they can turn a serene lake into a deadly explosion of gas. This rare event arises when carbon dioxide builds up in the deep waters of a lake, becoming trapped under pressure. When the pressure becomes too much to handle, it can lead to an explosive release of gas, pushing water and anything on the surface into the air. A devastating example occurred in 1986 at Lake Nyos in Cameroon, where a sudden limnic eruption released a massive cloud of carbon dioxide that swept through nearby villages, tragically claiming nearly 1,800 lives. This disaster shocked the world and highlighted the dangers these lakes can pose. Scientists have since been working hard to find ways to prevent such tragedies from happening in the future. One key method they use is known as degassing, which involves safely releasing the trapped gas to drastically lower the pressure. By understanding these lakes better and taking preventive measures, we can help safeguard communities living near them from potentially catastrophic events. Can you imagine a country where gifts are a must? In Taiwan, gift-giving is more than just a kind gesture. It's a heartfelt tradition that plays a significant role in social gatherings. When you're invited to someone's home, it's customary to bring a little something as a token of appreciation. Popular choices include beautifully packaged tea, sweet candies, or fresh fruits, showcasing the host's hospitality and your thoughtfulness. The act of giving gifts isn't merely about the items themselves, but rather the connections they symbolize between friends and family. This practice is deeply woven into the fabric of Taiwanese culture, reflecting values of respect and gratitude. Whether it's a festive occasion or just a casual visit, presenting a gift is an expression of goodwill that strengthens relationships. It's also a wonderful way to share a piece of your culture or delight your host with local treats. So if you ever find yourself in Taiwan, don't forget to bring along a little present. It could be an exciting taste of the local flavors or a straightforward symbol of your appreciation. Believe it or not, an elephant's trunk is nature's Swiss Army knife. What looks like a long, flexible hose is actually one of the most advanced biological tools on Earth. An elephant's trunk is a muscular marvel composed of over 40,000 individual muscles and no bones, giving it the strength to lift logs and the finesse to pluck a single blade of grass. It serves as a snorkel when swimming, a trumpet for communication, and even a tool for delicate social gestures, like stroking another elephant's face. The tip alone is so sensitive and dexterous that it can unwrap a peanut or gently clean a baby's eyes. With a sense of smell far more powerful than a bloodhound's, the trunk can detect water sources kilometers away or sense danger on the wind. It is not just a nose, it's a multi-tool for survival, nurturing, and exploration. Evolution gave elephants a single appendage that replaces a dozen other body parts, and they use it like pros. Ever wonder how DNA fits inside our cells? In each of our cells, there's a tiny but incredibly important structure called the nucleus. And in this nucleus, coiled neatly inside, is our DNA. Now here's the amazing part. The DNA molecules are tightly packed into spaces so small they're less than a micrometer wide. Imagine trying to stuff a long spaghetti noodle into a tiny jar. Pretty tricky, right? But our DNA isn't just any noodle, it's a long chain of genetic instructions that holds the secrets to what makes us who we are. To fit into this confined space, DNA coils around proteins called histones, forming a compact shape known as chromatin. This clever folding allows our cells to store vast amounts of genetic information in a tiny area while still keeping it organized and easy to access when needed. When it's time for a cell to divide or when it needs to make a specific protein, the DNA unwinds just like a spool of thread, allowing the cell to read the instructions. This fascinating process ensures that even though our genetic material is tightly packed, it's always ready to work its magic. Guess what record twin births just set? It turns out that the longest time between the births of twins is a whopping 87 days. This extraordinary case involved a set of twins born in different years, which certainly sounds like something out of a movie. In 2012, a mother in Ireland gave birth to her first twin, a girl named Amy, who arrived prematurely at just 25 weeks. Sadly, her twin brother, who was still developing in the womb, needed more time to grow and thrive. The doctors decided to wait before delivering him to ensure he was as healthy as possible. Finally, 87 days later, baby Finn was born, marking a unique milestone in the world of sibling births. Most twins come into the world within minutes of each other, making Finn's arrival feel like a magical twist of fate. Can you imagine being so far apart in age from your twin? This remarkable birth story not only highlights the wonders of modern medicine, but also showcases the incredible resilience of both mothers and their babies. Could a cuckoo really deceive other birds? The cuckoo is a master manipulator of the avian world. Rather than build its own nest, it lays eggs in those of other bird species, a behavior known as brood parasitism. But this isn't a haphazard trick. The female cuckoo carefully selects a host whose eggs resemble her own, often mimicking the color, size, and speckle patterns with near-perfect accuracy. Once laid, the cuckoo chick usually hatches first and instinctively pushes the host's eggs or chicks out of the nest. The unsuspecting foster parents, driven by instinct, feed the fast-growing imposter without recognizing the deception. This frees the cuckoo from parental duties, allowing it to invest energy in laying more eggs across multiple nests. It's a strategy that requires cunning, precision, and evolutionary finesse. Proof that survival isn't always about brute strength, but sometimes about outsmarting your neighbors. Did you know Beyoncé's name has a special meaning? Beyoncé Giselle Knowles-Carter, one of the most celebrated music icons of our time, carries a beautiful piece of family history within her name. Her first name, Beyoncé, is actually a tribute to her mother, Tina Knowles' maiden name. This connection is a heartfelt nod to her family's roots and the legacy they've built together. The uniqueness of her name mirrors her own distinct style and artistry in the music industry, making it easy to recognize and remember. Growing up, Beyoncé was influenced by a mixture of music, dance, and performance, which led her to rise to fame as a member of Destiny's Child before launching her powerhouse solo career. Her name isn't just a name, it's part of her personal story and a reminder of where she came from. With countless awards under her belt and a passion for empowering others, Beyoncé's journey from her mother's maiden name to a global superstar showcases the profound influence of heritage and personal identity in shaping incredible talents. Why exactly does Netherlands have a law against dying? This quirky situation in Colorado stems from a history that seems almost straight out of a comedy. In the town of Netherlands, it's said to be illegal to die, a law that sparks both laughter and intrigue. It all began during an unusual attempt to preserve a local man's body in a frozen state, which led the town to declare itself a territory for immortals. While no one can truly enforce such a law, it serves as a humorous draw for tourists and locals alike. Many are curious about this odd piece of legislation and the story behind it. Locals joke that they'll simply never kick the bucket, adding to the town's whimsical charm. This peculiar tradition not only reflects the community's lighthearted spirit, but also attracts visitors eager to hear about the frozen resident who started it all. So, if you ever find yourself in Netherlands, don't forget to smile at the strange law. It's a reminder that sometimes humor can be found in the most unexpected places. Prepare to be amazed by the Bridge of Immortals. Huangshan, widely known as the Bridge of Immortals, is a breathtaking narrow bridge that hangs gracefully amidst the majestic yellow mountains of China. This stunning spot offers visitors an extraordinary experience where the views are nothing short of spectacular. As you step onto the bridge, you might catch yourself holding your breath as you gaze down at the rugged cliffs and lush valleys below. On clear days, the scenery is so mesmerizing that it feels like you're walking among the clouds, creating an ethereal atmosphere that's hard to beat. The region is famous for its unique granite peaks, twisted pine trees, and the seas of mist that often blanket the landscape, giving the mountains an otherworldly charm. Whether you're hiking up to this iconic bridge or simply soaking in the peaceful surroundings, Huangshan is a place where nature's beauty comes alive, and the tranquility of the mountains wraps around you like a warm embrace. If you're in search of adventure and stunning scenery, the Bridge of Immortals is a must-see. You'll leave with unforgettable memories and maybe a few spectacular photos to show off. Hard to believe, but the electric catfish is an underwater stun gun. Lurking in African rivers, the electric catfish may appear slow and harmless, but it harbors a shocking secret, literally. Species like Malapterurus electricus have evolved an internal electric organ made from modified muscle cells that can release bursts of electricity up to 350 volts. This jolt can instantly paralyze small fish, knock items from human hands, and even stun larger animals like perch or small crocodiles. The shock only lasts a few seconds, but it's enough to leave prey floating helplessly. The catfish then calmly swims up and gulps its immobilized meal. Unlike electric eels that use pulses, this catfish delivers a sustained burst, making it one of the most efficient aquatic predators in murky waters. It's a self-charging battery with fins, a natural marvel that uses bioelectricity for both defense and offense. Did you know about the terrifying Judas chair? This medieval device, ominously known as the chair of torture, was designed to instill fear and extract confessions from its victims. Picture a large chair covered with between 500 to 1,500 sharp spikes, each one ready to pierce the skin of anyone unfortunate enough to sit in it. Straps were attached to secure the person tightly in place, making escape nearly impossible. What's even more chilling is that the Judas chair could be heated, turning this horrific instrument of torture into a fiery ordeal. Often used by those in power, it became a tool of intimidation during the darker days of the Middle Ages, when extracting confessions was a grim necessity for authorities. Victims would often be subjected to this agonizing experience in hopes of eliciting valuable information or a confession to alleged crimes. Though its use is long abolished, the mere thought of the Judas chair serves as a chilling reminder of the lengths to which people could go to seek the truth. Thankfully, today, justice is served through more humane means. Hard to believe, but this museum is a work of art. The Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, Spain, is not just a place to view incredible art, it is itself a masterpiece of design. Imagine walking up to a building that looks like it was sculpted rather than constructed, with undulating curves and shiny titanium panels shimmering in the light. Designed by the innovative architect Frank Gehry, the museum has transformed the city into a cultural hub since it opened in 1997. Its exterior is as captivating as the art it houses, featuring over 33,000 square meters of space in a unique, flowing shape that seems to defy traditional architectural norms. Inside, the museum boasts vast galleries that showcase contemporary artworks by renowned artists, making every visit an adventure for the senses. The Guggenheim has also sparked a resurgence in Bilbao's economy and tourism, proving that great architecture can rejuvenate a city and inspire generations. So next time you think of art, remember that sometimes the building is just as breathtaking as the exhibits inside. Wow! It turns out the bombardier beetle fights with chemistry. Among insects, few are as explosively clever as the bombardier beetle. When threatened, it doesn't flee, it fires. Inside its abdomen, it stores hydroquinone and hydrogen peroxide in separate chambers. When danger nears, enzymes mix these two chemicals, triggering an exothermic reaction that releases a jet of boiling, noxious fluid at nearly 100 degrees C. This chemical blast is ejected through a swiveling abdomen that allows the beetle to aim like a tiny flamethrower, defending itself from predators many times its size. The entire reaction completes in less than a second, accompanied by an audible pop that startles attackers. What's even more astonishing is the beetle's internal valve system, which pulses the blast in bursts to prevent self-injury. This is chemistry at its most aggressive, an insect-turned-walking lab reactor, capable of outsmarting predators with pure elemental force. What happened to the city of Pripyat after Chernobyl? This once bustling Ukrainian city was home to over 50,000 people, many of whom were dedicated workers at the nearby Chernobyl nuclear plant. However, in April 1986, the world was shaken by the catastrophic meltdown, forcing the entire population to evacuate and then leave their lives behind. Pripyat, once vibrant with schools, shops, and parks, transformed into a ghost town almost overnight. Today, it sits within the eerie zone of alienation, where nature is reclaiming the land, whispering stories of the past with overgrown trees and crumbling buildings. Interestingly, the city is not completely off-limits. In recent years, as radiation levels have decreased, guided tours have become popular, allowing curious visitors to glimpse this hauntingly beautiful sight. Tourists can walk down abandoned streets, visit deserted amusement parks, and marvel at the chilling silence that blankets the city. The story of Pripyat is a powerful reminder of the impact of human progress and the fragile relationship we have with technology. Ever wondered about the thrill of cliff diving? Gordons Bay in Cape Town, South Africa, is not just a picturesque coastal spot, it's a haven for adventure lovers. Nestled among stunning cliffs, this calm bay offers an idyllic scene, but it's the cliffs themselves that really get the adrenaline pumping. Thrill seekers flock to these rocky outcrops, using them as natural diving platforms to leap into the inviting waters below. Each jump is not just a plunge, but a rush of excitement as divers soar through the air before hitting the waves. The higher the leap, the more heart-pounding the experience, attracting both locals and tourists looking to add a bit of adventure to their beach day. Safety is key, though. Divers always check the water depth and conditions before making the leap. Whether you're an experienced diver or just an onlooker, the sight of these daring jumps is sure to raise your heart rate. So next time you're in Cape Town, keep an eye on the cliffs of Gordons Bay. You might just be inspired to take the plunge yourself. Why do giraffes have coat patterns as unique as snowflakes? Each giraffe's coat is as distinctive as a fingerprint. No two individuals share the same pattern of spots. These spots vary in size, shape, and distribution, and are so specific that scientists use pattern recognition software to track individuals in the wild. But beyond identification, giraffe spots serve vital biological functions. Under each patch lies a dense web of blood vessels that act like thermal windows, helping the animal release heat in the intense African sun and retain it during cool nights. The patterns also provide camouflage among sun-dappled savanna foliage, breaking up their silhouette from the view of predators like lions. Genetic studies reveal that these coat patterns aren't random. They're inherited, with each population adapting spot formations based on climate and habitat. Giraffes literally wear their evolution on their sleeves, or rather across every inch of their tall, spotted bodies. Guess why Liberia banned wild animal consumption? Following the devastating Ebola outbreak in 2014, Liberia made a bold move to protect public health by banning the consumption of wild animals. This decision was crucial because many of these animals can carry diseases that jump from animals to humans, putting entire communities at risk. But instead of leaving people without a source of protein, the government encouraged a sustainable alternative: breeding giant snails. These snails are not only fascinating with their impressive size and ability to reproduce rapidly, but they're also packed with protein, making them a nutritious food option. They require less space and resources to raise compared to traditional livestock, which is great for keeping the environment healthy. As locals embraced this new approach, giant snails became a popular ingredient in dishes, helping families stay healthy while sidestepping the risks associated with hunting wild animals. This shift highlights how we can adapt our food sources in the face of challenges while promoting both health and sustainability. Did you know about Dubai's photography rules? In this stunning city known for its towering skyscrapers and vibrant culture, taking photos can be a bit more complicated than just pulling out your phone. It's important to know that snapping pictures of people, especially Muslim women and children, without their permission is frowned upon and can lead to discomfort or even trouble. Dubai prides itself on its respect for privacy, so it's a good idea to always ask first before capturing someone's likeness. Moreover, there are strict regulations concerning where you can point your camera. You won't be able to take photos at airports, military areas, or many government buildings. This is not just a suggestion. Ignoring these rules can lead to hefty fines or even arrest. It's a reminder that while we love capturing memories through photos, respecting local customs and laws is key to enjoying all that this beautiful city has to offer. So next time you're wandering through Dubai's lively streets, remember to be mindful and considerate. Believe it or not, ukuleles are banned in Salt Lake City. This quirky law makes it illegal to carry an unwrapped ukulele on the street, which sounds strange, right? While the reason for this odd regulation isn't immediately clear, it adds a sprinkle of humor to the city's legal landscape. Salt Lake City, known for its stunning views and outdoor activities, has a history of unique laws that reflect its culture and community values. The ukulele has long been a symbol of joy and music, so it might seem surprising to find a prohibition against it in such a vibrant city. Perhaps this law was enacted to encourage musicians to keep their instruments protected or to discourage street performances that could disrupt the peace. While this may sound like a joke or a relic of a bygone era, it's essential to know your local laws, especially if you're a music lover planning to visit. So if you ever find yourself strolling the streets of Salt Lake City with a ukulele, be sure to keep it wrapped up to avoid any legal trouble. Believe it or not, cuttlefish change not only color, but also skin texture. The cuttlefish, a cousin of the octopus and squid, is a living billboard of biological illusion. With astonishing speed, it can shift its skin through millions of color combinations using 3 types of pigment cells: chromatophores, iridophores, and leucophores, layered in dynamic harmony. But it goes further. Muscular papillae under the skin allow it to raise bumps, spikes, or wrinkles, mimicking the texture of coral, sand, or seaweed. This allows the cuttlefish to not only blend visually into its surroundings, but also physically disappear into the landscape. What's more, cuttlefish make these transformations based on sight and memory. They study the environment and decide the best disguise, revealing learning and problem-solving abilities. This shape-shifting skill is both defense and offense, allowing them to hide from predators or sneak up on prey without ever being noticed. You won't believe how The Matrix changed fashion. In the late 1990s, the release of The Matrix was more than just a groundbreaking film. It sparked a complete fashion revolution. The movie's distinctive cyberpunk aesthetic, which featured sleek black leather coats, combat boots, and oversized sunglasses, quickly captured the imagination of audiences around the world. Suddenly, everyday fashion shifted as people began gravitating toward that edgy high-tech look. The iconic characters, especially Neo and Trinity, became style icons, inspiring a legion of fans to imitate their bold outfits. This wave of influence reached beyond the screen into everyday life, affecting not only streetwear, but also high-fashion runways. Designers started to incorporate these futuristic elements, blending them with traditional styles. It was like a digital renaissance, merging tech and fashion in a way that felt revolutionary. This connection even echoed in various subcultures from goths to skaters who embraced the Matrix vibe, making its style a defining mark of the decade. So the next time you see someone in a black leather coat and sunglasses, you might just be witnessing the lasting impact of a film that changed the fashion game forever. Surprise! We share a trait with giraffes. Did you know that both humans and giraffes have exactly 7 cervical vertebrae? It's fascinating to think about, especially since our necks look so different. Our vertebrae are about the size of a typical finger, while giraffes have incredibly long ones that can stretch up to 10 inches each. This unique structure contributes to their towering height, allowing them to reach up to 6.5 yards or more. The length of these vertebrae gives giraffes a graceful, towering appearance that helps them eat leaves high up in trees, which many other animals can't reach. This adaptation plays a crucial role in their survival, as they can graze on food sources that are out of reach for most herbivores. Despite having the same number of neck bones as us, the differences between our necks highlight how evolution shapes species differently to thrive in their environments. So next time you look at a giraffe, remember we're not so different at the bone level, just on a pretty massive scale. What if I told you about the first commercial flight? On January 1st, 1914, a momentous leap into the skies took place when the world's first commercial airplane flight lifted off from St. Petersburg to Tampa, Florida. This short jaunt, covering just 34 kilometers, took a mere 23 minutes, but it marked the beginning of a brand new era in transportation. The aircraft used was a Benoit 16, a small seaplane that could carry a single passenger alongside its pilot. Passengers back then had an adventure few could even dream of, soaring above the landscape, experiencing the thrill of flight, and enjoying stunning aerial views of Florida's coastline. While today, commercial flying is a routine part of life for millions, back in 1914, it was a luxury few could afford and something the average person had never experienced. This inaugural journey had a ticket price of $5, comparable to about $150 today, appealing to those adventurous enough to step onto the clouds. It paved the way for commercial aviation as we know it, laying the foundation for the vast networks of flights we now see around the globe. Curious about eco-friendly travel? Meet Svart Hotel. This stunning hotel, nestled in Norway's Arctic Circle, is not just another place to stay. It's a groundbreaking example of sustainable architecture. Built to be the world's first energy-neutral hotel, Svart is designed to blend effortlessly with its breathtaking surroundings while minimizing its impact on the environment. With its unique circular shape and solar panels lining the roof, the hotel captures sunlight and transforms it into energy, ensuring that it runs on renewable resources. Its innovative design also employs natural insulation, which helps to keep the warmth inside during those chilly Arctic nights. Imagine waking up to views of majestic mountains and nearby glaciers, all while knowing that your stay is helping to protect the planet. By prioritizing sustainability, Svart Hotel invites guests to experience luxury that doesn't come at the expense of Mother Earth. Whether you're skiing in the winter or hiking in summer, staying at this eco-chic destination means you can enjoy the great outdoors without leaving a hefty carbon footprint. Now that's a reason to smile. Did you know NASA once wasted millions on a pen? During the Cold War, a fascinating race was on between the United States and the Soviet Union, not just for space exploration, but also for innovation. NASA invested a whopping amount of money to develop a pen that could write in the challenging conditions of zero gravity, where regular pens would fail due to the lack of gravity pulling the ink down. They produced a sophisticated ballpoint pen that could write underwater, in extreme temperatures, and even upside down. On the other hand, Russian cosmonauts took a more straightforward route, using pencils instead. Pencils, though seemingly simple, were practical and effective, but they did have some drawbacks. The wood shavings could create debris, and if a pencil broke, you could also end up with flying bits. However, this difference in approach highlights not just a battle of technology, but also a clash of philosophies. While NASA focused on advanced engineering solutions, the Soviets relied on an age-old tool. It's a quirky little anecdote about how innovation can take multiple forms. Could sloths really swim like fish? While sloths are known for their slow, tree-bound lives, their aquatic skills might surprise you. Despite their sluggish movement on land, sloths become graceful and capable swimmers in water. Using long arms and powerful forelimbs, they perform an effortless breaststroke, reaching speeds of up to 3 meters per minute. Their buoyant bodies, helped by slow metabolism and a layer of fat, allow them to float and move across rivers and flooded rainforest floors with minimal effort. They can even hold their breath underwater for 40 seconds, diving to avoid predators or cross swamps. Young sloths learn to swim just weeks after birth, showing how vital this skill is to survival. For these treetop residents, swimming isn't just an escape route. It's an essential part of navigating the lush, water-laced jungles of Central and South America. Have you tasted the magic of Sri Lankan tea? Sri Lanka is not just an island paradise, it's a tea lover's dream. This beautiful country is the world's leading exporter of tea, and when you think of delicious brews, the name Ceylon tea comes to mind immediately. The lush green tea estates tucked away in the hills of Nawara, Elia, Ella, and Kandy are famous for producing some of the finest teas globally, celebrated for their rich flavors and unique aromas. Picture rows of meticulously plucked tea leaves against a backdrop of misty mountains. That's where the magic begins. However, it's interesting to note that while tea is king, coffee has carved out its own niche, especially among the younger crowd in bustling urban areas like Colombo. Cafes overflowing with aromatic coffee now buzz with life as millennials sip on artisanal brews, blending tradition with modern tastes. This delightful coexistence of tea and coffee culture showcases Sri Lanka's diverse palate, making it a vibrant spot for both tea aficionados and coffee enthusiasts alike. Prepare to be amazed by Britain's triangle trade. This complex system of commerce, which flourished during the 17th and 18th centuries, played a pivotal role in shaping Britain's wealth and its place in the global economy. The triangle trade involved three main stops: Ships from Britain would transport manufactured goods like textiles and metalwares to Africa, where they exchanged these products for enslaved people. Then these captives were shipped across the Atlantic to the Americas. Here they were forced to work on sugar plantations, a labor-intensive industry that was growing explosively due to the high demand for sugar in Europe. After a successful harvest, ships would return to Britain laden with sugar, molasses, and rum, filling the coffers of merchants and fueling the rise of Britain as a major consumer of these products. This trade not only enriched a select few, but also had devastating effects on African societies, leading to population displacement and profound social upheaval. The legacy of this triangle trade is still felt today, as it laid the groundwork for modern economies and highlighted the deep connections between commerce, colonization, and human rights. Hard to believe, but France has a homeless crisis. Despite its glamorous image of fashion, fine dining, and exquisite art, France has been grappling with significant social challenges, particularly homelessness. With over 330,000 individuals currently without a home, it leads the European Union in this critical issue, marking a staggering 130% increase since 2022. The situation reflects a growing wealth gap, where the richest 10% of the population holds nearly 50% of the nation's wealth, while the poorest 10% cling to a mere 2%. This divide starkly contrasts the bustling life of major cities like Paris and Lyon, where luxury and economic opportunity abound, with the realities of rural areas that often lack basic services and viable job prospects. Many people face not just a lack of housing, but also limited access to education and healthcare, making it tough to break free from the cycle of poverty. As the country's allure and elegance mask these pressing issues, it begs the question, how can such a beautiful nation address these inequalities and support its most vulnerable citizens? Most people don't know this, but Alaska hides a treasure. The Tongass National Forest, located in the southeastern part of the state, holds the title of the largest temperate rainforest in the world, stretching across a stunning 16.7 million acres. This lush forest is a haven for a wide variety of wildlife, including black bears, eagles, and salmon, making it a critical ecosystem for both animal and plant life. Towering trees such as the Sitka spruce and western hemlock dominate the landscape and can reach heights of over 200 feet. The forest plays a vital role in carbon storage, helping mitigate climate change, and also supports the local economy through fishing, tourism, and logging industries. Visitors to the Tongass can explore breathtaking trails, witness dazzling waterfalls, and even see glaciers. With its rich cultural heritage and breathtaking scenery, the Tongass National Forest is not just a place to visit. It's an experience that connects us to nature's beauty and the importance of preserving our planet. Have you ever thought about the wonders of a rainforest so close to home? Coffee lovers, get ready for a sandy surprise. In Turkey, coffee isn't just brewed. It's a whole experience that's unlike anything you might imagine. Instead of the standard pots or machines, Turkish coffee is carefully made by heating it in hot sand, using a small copper container called a cezve. This method allows for a gradual and even warming of the coffee, creating a rich, full-bodied flavor that many say is unbeatable. As the cezve is placed in the sand, the grains inside bubble and froth just right, releasing aromatic oils that infuse the brew with its unique taste. It's not just about the coffee, though. It's a cultural ritual. Friends and family gather around as the coffee is slowly prepared, often sharing stories and good laughs while they wait. After brewing, the coffee is poured into small cups where the grounds settle at the bottom, a delightful essence that Turkish coffee lovers cherish. So if you ever find yourself in Turkey sipping from a cup of sand-brewed coffee, remember you're not just enjoying a drink, you're partaking in a centuries-old tradition. Hardly anyone knows that the kakapo is the world's only nocturnal parrot. The kakapo, Strigops habroptilus, is a marvel of evolutionary oddity. Weighing up to 4 kilograms and incapable of flight, this chubby moss-green parrot spends its nights waddling silently through New Zealand forests. It has a keen sense of smell, rare for birds, and excellent hearing, helping it navigate in darkness. Kakapos are solitary and shy, with males emitting deep, booming calls that resonate across valleys to attract females during the breeding season. Their feathers are soft and fluffy for insulation, and they climb trees using powerful legs and beaks. Once numbering in the thousands, kakapos were decimated by introduced predators. Today, intense conservation efforts, including round-the-clock monitoring and genetic management, have brought the population to just over 250. The kakapo isn't just rare. It's a living reminder of a time when birds ruled islands free of mammals. Did you know Filipino food is a delicious adventure? Picture yourself stepping into the vibrant world of Filipino cuisine, where every meal tells a story. Iconic dishes like tocino, sinigang, and sisig are just the tip of the iceberg. Tocino, a mouth-watering fried pork dish, is known for its sweet and savory glaze that makes it a breakfast staple, often enjoyed with fluffy garlic rice. Then there's sinigang, a tangy and comforting soup that hits all the right notes with its mix of meat, veggies, and that unmistakable sour flavor, usually from tamarind. It's perfect for rainy days or just when you need a warm hug in a bowl. And let's not forget sisig, which takes sizzling pork to another level, served on a hot plate and bursting with flavor. It's an absolute must-try. This diverse culinary landscape reflects the country's rich history, blending influences from Spanish, Chinese, and indigenous cultures. Each dish offers a taste of Filipino hospitality and creativity, inviting you to join in the celebration every time you take a bite. Imagine giant mantas dancing underwater like colossal ballerinas, gliding silently through open oceans with wingspans up to 7 meters. Manta rays move with a grace that belies their size. Using large pectoral fins shaped like wings, they perform slow, elegant somersaults while filtering plankton through cephalic fins that unfurl like soft horns. Highly intelligent, mantas have large brains, exhibit curiosity, and frequently approach divers, sometimes even allowing gentle contact. They often gather at cleaning stations, hovering still while smaller fish nibble parasites from their skin. Manta migrations span thousands of kilometers, making them some of the ocean's most well-traveled giants. They navigate with apparent ease, their ballet-like spins and glides creating an underwater spectacle few have witnessed. Conservationists now fight to protect mantas from fishing and pollution, preserving not just a species, but an experience of oceanic elegance. Get ready for a wild insect surprise. Did you know that the world's largest insect colony is not some hidden underground maze, but a single fig tree in Brazil? This remarkable tree hosts over 20 million ants, creating a bustling metropolis of tiny workers. These ants work together in perfect harmony, showcasing an incredible example of cooperation in the animal kingdom. Within the sprawling branches and lush leaves of the fig tree, they build intricate tunnels and establish nests, all while tending to their queen and raising young ants. The fig tree provides them with shelter and food, forming a unique relationship known as mutualism, where both species benefit. As these ants scurry about, they also play an important role in the ecosystem by aiding in pollination and decomposition, helping to maintain the health of their environment. Imagine the hustle and bustle of millions of tiny creatures living together, demonstrating teamwork and survival tactics that have evolved over millions of years. It's a fascinating glimpse into nature's creativity and the intricate connections that sustain life on our planet. Can you believe your keyboard is biased? It turns out that when you're typing on a QWERTY keyboard, your left hand does about 56% of the work. This happens because the most commonly used letters, like A, S, D, F, and more, are mostly on the left side. So if you think typing is a breeze, your left hand might disagree. Now you might wonder if there's a fairer option, and that's where the Dvorak keyboard comes in. Designed in the 1930s, the Dvorak layout aims to balance the load between both hands more evenly. It places frequently used letters under your strongest fingers, allowing for smoother typing and less finger fatigue. Some studies even suggest that people can type faster and with fewer errors on a Dvorak layout. So if you're a typing enthusiast, it's worth exploring. In a way, our keyboard layout reflects a quirky aspect of human design and efficiency, showing that even the simplest tools can have surprising impacts on how we work and interact with our world. You won't believe this about The Lion King. Disney's beloved animated classic is not just a tale of talking animals and epic musical numbers. It draws inspiration from one of the greatest literary works ever written, Shakespeare's Hamlet. Just like Hamlet, The Lion King features a young prince named Simba who faces a heartbreaking journey filled with betrayal and revenge. In the story, Simba's uncle Scar commits a shocking act by killing his father, King Mufasa, to seize the throne for himself. This dark twist mirrors the tragic elements of Hamlet, where the young prince seeks to avenge his father's murder at the hands of his own uncle. Both Simba and Hamlet grapple with loss, identity, and the heavy burden of leadership, making their stories deeply resonant across generations. While The Lion King is filled with vibrant colors and catchy songs, its roots in Shakespeare's dramatic themes remind us that even the most animated tales can hold profound truths about family, loyalty, and the quest for justice. Isn't it incredible how classic literature can shape modern storytelling? Sometimes it seems unbelievable, but the cheetah is nature's built-in racing car. From 0 to 97 km/h in just 3 seconds, cheetahs are the ultimate sprinters. Every part of their anatomy is built for speed. A lightweight frame, ultra-flexible spine that acts like a coiled spring, long limbs with powerful muscles, and semi-retractable claws for traction. Enlarged nostrils, lungs, and adrenal systems ensure maximum oxygen delivery during the chase. But this speed comes at a cost. Cheetahs can only sustain full sprints for about 20-30 seconds before their muscles overheat. That brief window is usually all they need to catch a gazelle with pinpoint turning agility, aided by a long tail that acts as a rudder. After the chase, they pant heavily and rest for up to an hour. Built like a race car with the reflexes of a gymnast, the cheetah is evolution's tribute to high-performance hunting. Check out Hawaii's stunning black sand beaches. The island of Hawaii is home to Punaluu Beach, a truly remarkable spot that captivates visitors with its striking black sand. This unique color comes from the tiny fragments of volcanic lava that have been eroded over time, making the beach a living showcase of the island's fiery geological history. Punaluu Beach is not just visually stunning, it's also a fascinating reminder of the dynamic processes that shape our planet. When volcanic eruptions occur, they spew out molten rock that cools and solidifies into basalt, which is then broken down by the elements into fine grains. As the waves and wind continue to erode the rocks, the result is this beautiful sandy beach that contrasts sharply with the bright blue ocean. Each visit to Punaluu allows you to experience this natural wonder and maybe even spot some sea turtles basking in the sun. So next time you're dreaming of a beach getaway, why not consider a place where the sand is as mysterious as the lava that created it? Have you ever stopped to think that hummingbirds are built like tiny helicopters? Hummingbirds are the only birds that can hover in place, fly backward, and pivot in midair, and they achieve this with wing beats reaching up to 80 times per second. Their wings don't flap up and down like most birds. They rotate in a figure-8 motion, generating lift on both the upstroke and downstroke. This maneuverability is powered by massive pectoral muscles, which make up 30% of their body weight. Their metabolism is so fast that their heart rate can hit 1,260 beats per minute, and they must feed constantly to avoid starvation. They consume nectar every few minutes and enter torpor at night to conserve energy. Despite their size, these aerial acrobats are among the most complex flyers in the natural world, a marvel of evolution shrunk down to a few grams of feather genius. Here's a wild fact about Taiwan's stunning landscapes. Did you know that nearly 80% of Taiwan is mountainous? This incredible geography not only shapes the island's breathtaking scenery, but also offers remarkable experiences all in one day. Imagine starting your morning in bustling Taipei, where modern skyscrapers brush the clouds and street vendors serve delicious breakfast treats. As you sip your bubble tea, you can see the mountains rising in the distance, inviting you for some adventure. Just a few hours later, you could be lounging on the sun-kissed beaches of Kenting, soaking up the tropical vibes and enjoying the azure waters of the Pacific. But the day doesn't have to end there. For the adventurous spirit, a hike up the majestic Jade Mountain standing tall at 3,152 meters, awaits you. The view from the top is nothing short of spectacular, showcasing the lush valleys and distant coastlines below. Taiwan's varied landscapes make it a unique spot where nature and urban life blend harmoniously, giving you the best of both worlds in just one trip. This might surprise you. Fermented shark is a delicacy. Hakkarl, an iconic dish from Iceland, is unlike anything you've probably tasted. Made from Greenland shark, this traditional delicacy goes through a unique fermentation process that makes it safe to eat. You see, the meat of the Greenland shark contains high levels of toxic substances, specifically urea and trimethylamine oxide, which can be harmful if consumed fresh. But the magic of fermentation transforms this potentially dangerous catch into a staple of Icelandic cuisine. After the shark is caught, it's cleaned and placed in a pit where it ferments for several months. This process not only breaks down the toxins, but also gives hakkarl its strong, distinctive flavor and pungent smell. Imagine a cross between ammonia and strong cheese. Served in small cubes, it's often paired with a shot of Icelandic schnapps or a slice of rye bread. While the taste might take some getting used to, many locals and adventurous foodies celebrate hakkarl as a unique culinary experience steeped in tradition. For those brave enough to try it, hakkarl is a testament to the ingenuity of Icelandic culture in preserving food and embracing its wild landscapes. What if I told you continents were once connected? Just a slim 2.4 miles or 3.8 kilometers across the Bering Strait, you can find the narrowest gap between Asia and North America. This might sound surprising, but during the last ice age, this icy stretch wasn't just water, it formed part of a land bridge called Beringia. Imagine a world where our modern continents were linked by this vast expanse of land, allowing ancient humans and wildlife to easily walk from one side to the other. This migration route teemed with life, making it a vital passage for animal species and early human ancestors. As the climate warmed and the ice melted, Beringia gradually disappeared beneath the waves, leaving behind a remarkable tale of how continents and species moved and adapted. Now, what remains is a chilly expanse of water separating two incredibly diverse regions, rich in history and stories of connection. So next time you think of the Bering Strait, remember it's more than just water. It's a reminder of how connected our world once was. Is North Dakota really the least educated state in America? Yes, it's true. North Dakota has the lowest percentage of residents with a college degree in the entire United States, sitting at just 19%. This figure raises eyebrows, especially when compared to other states where college education rates soar. Several factors contribute to this surprising statistic. For one, North Dakota has a smaller population and a strong emphasis on blue-collar jobs like farming and oil extraction, which often don't require a degree. Additionally, the state's remote location and climate can make it tough for potential students to pursue higher education. However, North Dakota is bustling with opportunities and values hands-on skills that are crucial for their local economy. While the college degree rate may be low, this spirit of hard work and determination ensures that the residents are still equipped for their jobs. The question remains, will North Dakota focus on increasing education to boost its economy further? Only time will tell. Could this really be possible? Elephants mourning their dead? Elephants don't just live in families. They feel them. When a member of the herd dies, elephants often approach the body, gently touching bones with their trunks, staying for hours or even days. They've been observed revisiting grave sites years later, standing silently and displaying clear signs of grief. In life, elephants express joy through trumpeting and rumbling vibrations, which can travel several kilometers underground. They form friendships, recognize themselves in mirrors, and help sick or injured herd mates. Neuroscientists have discovered brain structures in elephants linked to emotional intelligence and empathy, similar to humans. Their memories are legendary, and so is their capacity for compassion. In a world that often underestimates animal emotion, elephants remind us that deep feeling is not exclusive to our species. It thunders across the savanna, one rumble at a time. Here's a wild connection you didn't see coming. A giraffe's tongue is sunproof. A giraffe's tongue is not only impressively long, up to 50 centimeters, it's also a multifunctional tool adapted for life under the sun. Its purplish-black color isn't just unusual, it protects against sunburn. While giraffes spend up to 12 hours a day reaching for thorny acacia leaves, their tongues remain exposed, so the dark pigment acts like built-in sunscreen. The tongue is also prehensile and tough, allowing giraffes to grasp branches, strip leaves, and avoid thorns with ease. Its surface is covered in bristle-like papillae, and its saliva is antibacterial, helping heal cuts and prevent infection. The tongue even plays a role in social grooming and caring for young. Flexible, sun-safe, and strong, it's not just a tongue, it's a savanna survival toolkit in action. Surprising fact about your thumbs you didn't know. Did you know each of your thumbs has its very own pulse? That's right. Thanks to a blood vessel called the radial artery, which runs along the thumb side of your wrist, gets its specific blood supply. This artery plays a crucial role in delivering oxygen-rich blood, helping your thumb function properly and stay healthy. Because of this unique setup, you can actually measure your pulse on your thumb. If you press down just right, you might feel that gentle thump, reminding you that even your smallest digits are packed with life. Isn't it fascinating how our bodies work in such intricate ways? This little artery helps not just in keeping your thumb moving with grace, whether you're texting, playing an instrument, or crafting, but it also shows how every part of you, no matter how small, is important. So next time you think about your hands, remember that those thumbs are not just for giving a thumbs up, they have their own heartbeat too. This might surprise you. Thousands of crosses in Lithuania. Picture a hillside, bathed in sunlight and adorned with tens of thousands of crosses, each one telling a unique story. The Hill of Crosses, a remarkable pilgrimage site in Lithuania, has become a powerful symbol of faith and resilience. For centuries, Christian pilgrims from all walks of life have hiked to this sacred spot, leaving behind wooden, metal, and even decorative crosses as tokens of their devotion. But it's not just a place of worship. It also stands as a testament to the Lithuanian spirit during the dark days of Soviet occupation. From the 1940s onwards, when religious expressions were heavily suppressed, local people secretly returned to the hill to place crosses, turning it into a bold declaration of their beliefs and identity. Walking through this serene yet striking landscape, you can't help but feel the weight of history and the strength of hope that fills the air. Today, this hill is not only a must-see for visitors, it reminds everyone of the enduring power of faith, freedom, and the unbreakable human spirit. Have you ever heard of the naked mole rat revolution? These quirky little creatures, known for their lack of fur and wrinkled skin, live in fascinating underground colonies led by a queen. Just like bees and ants, naked mole rats have a highly organized social structure where only the queen breeds, while the rest of the colony takes on different roles, from workers to soldiers. Their unique lifestyle contributes to their impressive longevity, allowing them to live up to 30 years, much longer than most other rodents. Even more astonishing is their remarkable resistance to cancer, which has intrigued scientists who study their genetics. In their dark, burrowed homes in East Africa, they thrive in a cooperative environment, nurturing their young and foraging for food, primarily tubers, together. This incredible teamwork and unusual hierarchy make them a standout species in the animal kingdom, showcasing how life can thrive in the harshest of conditions and challenging our understanding of social behavior in the wild. So, next time you hear about naked mole rats, remember they're not just odd, they're a marvel of nature. Can you imagine a frog this big? The bullfrog, hailing from the southeastern United States, isn't your ordinary amphibian. It's actually the largest frog species in North America. These remarkable creatures can reach lengths of up to 25 centimeters, making them quite a sight to behold. With their broad, rounded bodies and powerful legs, bullfrogs are built for both swimming and leaping, perfect for life in ponds, marshes, and lakes. They have a distinctive, deep, croaky call that can often be heard echoing through the wetlands, especially during mating season. This call not only attracts females, but also establishes territory among rival males. Bullfrogs are known for their impressive appetite, munching on insects, small fish, and even other frogs. Their quick reflexes and strong hind legs help them catch prey swiftly. While they are fascinating to observe, bullfrogs play an essential role in their ecosystem, serving as both predator and prey. Understanding and appreciating these large amphibians helps us recognize the intricate balance of nature in our own backyards. Discover why Japan is called the land of the rising sun. This fascinating nickname comes from Japan's geographical location to the east of the Asian continent, making it one of the first places to see the sunrise each day. But there's so much more to this incredible country than just early sunshine. Japan beautifully combines stunning natural landscapes, rich traditions, and modern advancements. With an area of about 379,287 square kilometers, it's similar in size to California, yet it's packed with over 125 million people, making it the 11th most populous country in the world. The culture is a unique blend of ancient customs and contemporary practices. Think tranquil temples alongside bustling cities. You'll find everything from cherry blossoms in the spring to breathtaking snow-capped mountains in winter. Plus, the resilience of the Japanese people shines through in their ability to adapt and thrive amid challenges, such as natural disasters. So whether you're a history buff, a nature lover, or a foodie, Japan has something spectacular to offer everyone. Let's break a common myth today. Crocodile tears aren't about emotion. The popular phrase crocodile tears implies fake sadness, but it originates from a real biological process. When crocodiles feed, powerful jaw muscles press on glands that trigger tear secretion, not from sorrow, but as a way to clean their eyes. These reptiles often dine on sandy shores, and the tears help flush out irritants and maintain clear vision. The phenomenon was first recorded in the 14th century and misunderstood as emotional weeping, which later gave rise to the metaphor. In truth, crocodiles are cold-blooded predators, driven by instinct rather than empathy. However, their tear mechanism serves a crucial function. Without it, they'd risk infections or impaired hunting ability. Interestingly, researchers are studying similar lacrimal responses in other species to better understand how tears evolved not just for emotion, but as tools of hygiene and protection. What if I told you buildings can stay cool without electricity? It's true, certain technologies help us keep structures comfortable without relying on air conditioning. One amazing method is the use of green roofs, which are topped with plants and vegetation. These living roofs act as natural insulators by providing shade, reducing heat absorption, and promoting airflow. They not only cool buildings, but also help with stormwater management and improve air quality. Moreover, architects use reflective materials that instead of absorbing sunlight, bounce it away from the structure, keeping indoor temperatures low. This innovative approach is especially useful during blistering summer days, allowing people to enjoy a cool indoor environment without causing a spike in energy consumption. With climate change pushing us to find sustainable solutions, using these technologies could make a big difference. So next time you see a building with a lush garden on its roof or shiny surfaces that sparkle in the sun, remember, they might be cooler than they seem, and they're doing their part to save energy. Hard to believe, but owls fly like ghosts, silently. Owls are perhaps the stealthiest hunters in the bird world, and it's all thanks to their feather anatomy. Unlike other birds, owl feathers have a soft, velvety texture with serrated leading edges that break up airflow, significantly reducing sound. This unique design allows them to fly almost silently, enabling them to sneak up on prey undetected. Studies using high-speed microphones and wind tunnels have confirmed that an owl in flight makes less than 1/10 the noise of other birds of similar size. This ghost-like silence has made owls legendary figures in folklore, often seen as messengers or omens from the spirit world. Biomechanically, it's one of evolution's most refined tools of predation, combining physical adaptation with a biological purpose. Engineers even study owl wings to design quieter fans and drones. In nature and technology alike, silence can be a deadly advantage. This might sound crazy, but butterflies migrate across generations. Monarch butterflies undertake one of the most epic and mysterious migrations in nature, traveling up to 4,000 kilometers from North America to central Mexico. But here's the twist. No single butterfly completes the round trip. It takes 3 to 4 generations, with each offspring continuing the journey their ancestors started. The final generation, known as the Methuselah generation, lives up to 8 months, unlike the usual few weeks, to make the long return flight northward. Scientists are still unraveling how these butterflies navigate using the sun, Earth's magnetic field, and genetic memory. Ancient Mesoamerican cultures saw monarchs as the returning souls of ancestors, especially around the Day of the Dead. With climate change threatening their habitats, monarchs are not just beautiful, they're vital indicators of ecological health and resilience. Their migration is a relay of life, memory, and survival. Could this really be possible? Electric eels zap with 600 volts? Electric eels, native to South America's murky Amazon waters, aren't actually eels but knifefish, and they've evolved one of the most extraordinary hunting adaptations: electric shock. They can generate bursts of up to 600 volts using stacks of electrocytes, specialized cells that act like biological batteries. By rapidly discharging these cells, the eel stuns prey or fends off threats. Incredibly, they can modulate the intensity and frequency of their shocks, using weaker pulses for navigation and communication, and stronger ones to immobilize prey. Some even emit double shocks to reveal hiding prey in mud. Indigenous tribes respected them as both dangerous and mystical creatures. Today, electric eel physiology is inspiring bioengineers to create soft, flexible energy sources for medical implants and underwater devices. They're not just predators, they're living power plants swimming through history and science alike. You won't believe this about Army tanks. In 1932, the U.S. Army came up with a wild idea to use helium-filled tanks that could float right over enemy trenches. Imagine a tank drifting above the battlefield, seemingly invincible and ready to surprise the opposition. But this innovative concept faced a serious problem. The tanks were way too easy to pop. Just like a kid's birthday balloon, the helium didn't provide the durability needed for combat. As a result, the Army scrapped the floating tank idea, realizing that floating tanks might sound cool but wouldn't hold up in the heat of battle. This curious chapter in military history shows how even the most creative ideas can sometimes go awry. Instead of gliding over the battlefield, armored vehicles evolved towards sturdier designs that prioritize strength and reliability. Today, tanks are built for power and protection, but it's fascinating to think about how the combination of helium and tanks almost changed warfare. What other wild inventions have been tried in history? Prepare to be amazed by the power of belief. The placebo effect is a fascinating phenomenon where a person experiences real health benefits from a treatment that has no therapeutic value simply because they believe it will work. Imagine taking a sugar pill, but feeling better due to the belief that it will cure your headache or boost your mood. Studies show that when patients think they're receiving treatment, even when it's just a placebo, their brains can trigger real physiological changes. This connection between mind and body highlights just how powerful our thoughts can be. For instance, in clinical trials, many patients who received a placebo reported improvements in symptoms like pain or anxiety, proving that expectation can influence actual biological responses. This doesn't mean that placebos can replace actual medicine, but it emphasizes the importance of mental attitude and belief in healing. So next time you're under the weather, remember that sometimes believing in your recovery might be just as vital as the medicine you take. Let's uncover the truth about the First Continental Congress. In September 1774, a group of determined leaders gathered in Philadelphia to address their frustrations with British rule. Figures like George Washington, Patrick Henry, and Samuel Adams weren't just influential. They were the voices of the American colonies. The main goal of this important meeting was to demand representation from the British government and to secure essential rights for colonial citizens, such as liberty and fair trials. Imagine the tension in the air as delegates discussed issues that would shape the future of the nation. They recognized that the colonies could no longer remain silent about unfair treatment. This gathering marked a pivotal moment in history where these leaders united to voice their concerns and lay the groundwork for a revolutionary change. They sent their petitions to England, hoping for fair treatment while igniting the spark of independence among their fellow colonists. What impact would their decisions have on the future of America? It sounds unbelievable, but snow can keep you warm. You wouldn't expect frozen water to save you from freezing, but that's exactly what snow does inside an igloo. Though cold to the touch, snow is a great insulator because it traps air. When Inuit peoples shape blocks of compressed snow into domes, those blocks form a network of air pockets that slow heat loss. Even in Arctic temperatures of 30 degrees or colder, the inside of an igloo can rise to 0 degrees or above with just body heat and a candle. It's not warm by tropical standards, but it's a life-saving difference. The science is simple but brilliant. Air conducts heat poorly, and snow, being mostly air, becomes a shield. For centuries, the igloo has been a shelter of survival, a masterpiece of indigenous engineering built entirely from what nature provides in the harshest environment on Earth. This might surprise you. Route 66 is full of wonders. This iconic highway, often called the Main Street of America, stretches over 2,400 miles and offers a truly unique road trip experience. As you drive along, you'll encounter quirky attractions like the Cadillac Ranch in Texas, where 10 classic Cadillacs are artfully buried nose first in the ground, an unforgettable sight for any traveler. Then there's the famous Blue Whale in Oklahoma, a giant sculpture that invites visitors to take pictures and explore its cool waters. But it's not just the oddities that make Route 66 special. Stunning landscapes also create a breathtaking backdrop. Just imagine marveling at the Grand Canyon's vast beauty, which offers jaw-dropping views and exhilarating hiking opportunities. Whether you stop to snap a photo with the Cadillac Ranch or take in the canyon's grandeur, the journey along Route 66 is a blend of history, art, and nature. So what are you waiting for? Hit the road and experience it for yourself. Just imagine if penicillin had been tested on the wrong animal. In 1929, Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin, but its path to becoming the miracle drug of the 20th century almost ended in disaster. Scientists had to test it for safety, and the original plan was to use guinea pigs. But guinea pigs react badly to penicillin. It's toxic to their unique gut flora. Fortunately, researchers chose to test on mice and rabbits instead, which tolerated it well. Had they used guinea pigs, penicillin might have been discarded as dangerous. That twist of fate changed medical history. Penicillin saved millions during World War II and launched the antibiotic era. The wrong test subject could have cost the world decades of progress and countless lives. This moment is a powerful reminder that scientific breakthroughs often hinge on decisions that seem small, but prove monumental. Did you know Vientiane is a cultural melting pot? This charming capital city of Laos is more than just a picturesque stop. It buzzes with life thanks to its diverse international community. Over the years, Vientiane has drawn in folks from all over the world, but a significant number of Vietnamese have made it their home. It's not just about making new friends. These newcomers bring fresh ideas, skills, and rich traditions, which truly enhances the local culture. Imagine walking through the bustling streets where delicious smells waft from Vietnamese eateries, and you can hear snippets of conversations in various languages. The Vietnamese influence is remarkable, especially in the culinary scene, with dishes that blend traditional Lao tastes with unique Vietnamese flair. This cross-pollination of cultures fuels economic growth and creates a lively atmosphere that bridges differences and welcomes everyone. The blend of cultures isn't just enriching, it also helps Vientiane become a vibrant hub where community members celebrate their shared experiences, mimic each other's customs, and create a warm, inviting spirit for all who arrive. Ever wondered about Africa's population powerhouse? Nigeria stands tall as the most populous nation on the continent, boasting a staggering population of 223 million people as of 2023. That's over 16% of Africa's entire population, which is incredible when you think about it. This bustling country is filled with diverse cultures, languages, and traditions that all contribute to its vibrant identity. Experts predict that by 2050, Nigeria's population could eclipse 400 million, which would not only make it one of the top countries by population, but could also see it surpass the United States, landing in the third spot globally. Imagine the rich tapestry of life that comes with such numbers, from the lively markets of Lagos to the serene landscapes of the north. However, along with this rapid growth come challenges, including the need for improved infrastructure, education, and healthcare to support such a large community. Nigeria's journey in navigating its population boom will surely be fascinating to watch as the country embraces its place in the world. Can you imagine thousands of redheads parading through one city? In Tilburg, Netherlands, something magical happens each year. Over 20,000 natural redheads from more than 80 countries gather for Redhead Days. What began as a photography project grew into a global celebration of genetic rarity, identity, and pride. With parades, group portraits, storytelling, art workshops, and music, it's a sea of copper, auburn, and strawberry blonde like nowhere else on Earth. Attendees exchange tips on hair care, sun protection, and dealing with stereotypes. But this isn't just about hair, it's about connection. Redheads make up less than 2% of the global population, and here they find community and confidence. The festival proves that diversity deserves more than tolerance. It deserves joyful, unapologetic celebration. Could this really be true? All gold ever mined fits in 3 pools. Despite its glittering presence in culture and commerce, gold is astonishingly rare. Every ounce ever extracted by humans totals around 187,000 metric tons, enough to fill just 3 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Most of it sits in vaults, central banks, jewelry, and high-tech electronics. The metal's appeal lies in its unique properties. It doesn't corrode, it's easy to shape, and it's stunning to look at. Ancient civilizations from Egypt to the Inca worshipped it. Modern economies still hoard it. And yet, for all its symbolic weight, gold is surprisingly compact in physical volume. It's a reminder that rarity, not abundance, drives value, and that the treasures we fight over can sometimes fit in a room. Ever wondered how typing can boost nail growth? It turns out that the simple act of typing on a keyboard can actually help your nails grow faster. When you type, your fingers are constantly moving, which increases blood flow to the nail beds. This enhanced circulation brings more nutrients and oxygen to the delicate tissues around your nails, making them healthier and promoting growth. It's like giving your nails a little workout every time you send an email or chat with friends online. Plus, when you're focused on typing, you might not notice the small things like nail biting, which can also hinder growth. So instead of sitting idle, let your fingers dance across the keys, and you could enjoy longer, healthier nails in the process. Isn't it amazing how such a routine activity can have unexpected benefits? Next time you're typing away, just remember, those nail beds are happily soaking up all that positive energy. Could the Pringles can owe its shape to NASA? It might sound like snack aisle science fiction, but the iconic Pringles can was inspired by aerospace engineering. Inventor Frederick Bauer wasn't just creating a clever tube, he was applying principles from the world of spaceflight. The cylindrical foil-lined cardboard design was patented as a container for the safe transport of fragile articles, a concept rooted in technology used to shield sensitive equipment during rocket launches. Its airtight seal and even pressure distribution protected the delicate, uniform chips from crushing, just like similar designs protected circuit boards and lenses in zero gravity. In essence, the Pringles can is a low-orbit idea brought down to Earth, a practical intersection of high-tech materials and everyday convenience. From space probes to sour cream and onion, it's proof that packaging can be a story of innovation. Did you know that Congress once limited debate time? In 1876, a unique rule emerged in the United States Congress that aimed to curtail the lengthy speeches of some politicians. This rule was inspired by none other than Benjamin Butler, a notable congressman known for his impressive but often drawn-out oratory. Butler had a talent for captivating audiences, but his speeches sometimes dragged on far longer than necessary, frustrating his colleagues and slowing down legislative progress. Recognizing the need for efficiency, Congress decided to implement a rule to limit debate time, ensuring that discussions could be more focused and efficient. The result was a change in the dynamic of congressional debates, allowing for more voices to be heard and preventing any single member from monopolizing the floor. This shift not only helped to speed up the legislative process, but also encouraged politeness and respect among lawmakers. Did this move help democracy flourish by promoting more equal participation in important discussions? Wow! Did you know the first ATM came before the internet? The modern ATM might feel like a product of the digital age, but it was born in 1967, long before smartphones or Wi-Fi. On June 27th of that year, Barclays Bank unveiled the world's first cash machine in London. Its inventor, John Shepherd Barron, was inspired by chocolate vending machines and designed a system that dispensed money using special paper vouchers and chemical pins. Early users inserted these slips to get up to $10, roughly $180 today. Though primitive, the machine revolutionized banking by giving people access to their money 24/7. It paved the way for today's seamless digital payments, card security, and mobile banking. The ATM wasn't just a convenience, it was a leap toward financial independence, automation, and trust in machines. Did you know the first mobile call changed everything? On April 3, 1973, history was made in New York City when Martin Cooper, an engineer at Motorola, made the very first handheld mobile phone call. Imagine a moment where a bulky, suitcase-like contraption evolved into the sleek smartphones we carry today. Cooper called his rival at Bell Labs, and as he spoke into the very first mobile phone, weighing over 2 pounds, it marked a pivotal shift in how we connect with one another. At that time, people relied heavily on landlines and payphones, so the idea of making a call on the go was revolutionary. This innovative technology came with its challenges, limited battery life and oversized devices, but it sparked an explosion of advancements in communication. Fast forward to today, and we can't imagine life without our smartphones, filled with apps, internet access, and instant messaging. That simple call didn't just change one person's day, it set the stage for an entire industry and forever altered the way we interact with the world around us. Who would have guessed that call would lead us to wireless everything? Surprise! Basketball started as a winter classroom game. Back in 1891, Dr. James Naismith, a physical education instructor at Springfield College, found himself in a bit of a pickle. With freezing temperatures keeping his students indoors, he needed a way to keep them active and engaged. So he pulled out a peach basket and a soccer ball, and with a few simple rules, basketball was born. It was a game that encouraged teamwork and skill, making it perfect for a classroom full of energetic young adults. The objective was to get the soccer ball into the peach basket, which was nailed onto a wall, and yes, the first hoop was actually a basket lined with fruit. Over the years, this innovative game grew in popularity, leading to the formation of formal leagues and eventually becoming one of the most watched sports worldwide. Today, basketball is played nearly everywhere, from concrete playgrounds to grand arenas filled with cheering fans. So next time you shoot a hoop, remember the chilly classroom where it all began. Believe it or not, oranges weren't always orange. The story of oranges is as colorful as the fruit itself. Originally, they were a hybrid between tangerines and pomelos, sprouting up in the lush landscape of Southeast Asia. These early oranges were not the bright, inviting color we associate with them today. Instead, they sported a green hue. This might seem surprising since we always picture oranges as being bright and cheery. The green-skinned fruits thrived in warmer climates, which suited them just fine. Over time, as oranges spread across the globe, particularly through trade routes, their color evolved. As they grew in a variety of environments, the sweetness also intensified, and so did their appeal. Today, the oranges we know and love come in many varieties, ranging from sweet navel oranges to tangy blood oranges, showcasing a rainbow of colors from bright orange to red and even yellow. So the next time you peel an orange, remember that this delightful fruit has a fascinating past that stretches all the way back to its green beginnings. Get ready to be amazed by Abraham Lake. This enchanting spot in Alberta, Canada showcases a breathtaking winter wonderland that defies expectations. When winter arrives and temperatures plunge, the lake freezes over, transforming into a stunning icy canvas. But here's the twist. Beneath the surface, thousands of tiny bubbles filled with methane gas get captured in the ice. As the lake freezes, these bubbles create a mesmerizing pattern that looks like floating ice or ghostly orbs, giving the lake an otherworldly charm. The sight is so surreal that it feels like stepping into a frozen dream. Adventurers and photographers flock here, drawn by the chance to capture this unique phenomenon. Beyond its beauty, these methane bubbles remind us of the lake's hidden life. Methane is a natural byproduct of decomposition, and it plays a crucial role in the ecosystem. So if you ever find yourself in Alberta during the colder months, don't miss the chance to explore Abraham Lake. Witnessing this spectacular sight is an experience you won't forget. What if I told you about Crazy Horse Memorial? This stunning project, located in the Black Hills of South Dakota, aims to become the largest sculpture in the world. Carved into the mountain, Crazy Horse Memorial honors the Lakota leader Crazy Horse, who famously resisted the U.S. government's encroachment on Native American land. Started in 1948 by sculptor Korczak Ziolkowski, the work is still ongoing and showcases human determination and artistry. The sculpture will eventually depict Crazy Horse riding a horse and pointing into the distance, symbolizing the Native American spirit and pride. Over the years, it has attracted millions of visitors, inspiring them with its grand vision and cultural significance. While funding and time pose challenges due to the massive scale and complexity of the carving, the project continues thanks to donations and the dedication of the Ziolkowski family. This monumental undertaking reflects not only a tribute to a warrior, but also a continual celebration of Native American heritage. Could you imagine witnessing its completion in your lifetime? Have you heard? Sport climbing made its Olympic debut. In 2020, the Tokyo Olympics became a groundbreaking event by welcoming sport climbing into the Olympic family for the very first time. Picture this: athletes scaling artificial walls designed for three thrilling disciplines: speed, bouldering, and lead climbing, all in one competition. In the speed climbing event, competitors race up a 15-meter wall against the clock, testing their agility and quick reflexes. Bouldering, on the other hand, takes climbers on shorter yet challenging routes without any harnesses, where they must solve complex problems to reach the top. Finally, lead climbing has athletes clip their ropes into quick draws as they ascend a much taller wall, showcasing their endurance and strategic planning. It's a breathtaking combination of athleticism, mental strength, and tactical finesse, providing a dazzling spectacle for both live audiences and viewers around the world. The inclusion of sport climbing in the Olympics has not only highlighted its growing popularity, but also inspired a new generation of climbers to aim high, quite literally. Here's a wild fact about your favorite condiment. Ketchup, the tangy sauce we all love on burgers and fries, actually has quite a surprising history. Back in the 1800s, it was marketed as a medicinal remedy. People believed that this tomato-based sauce could help with digestive issues and even cure ailments like indigestion. And you might be wondering why it transformed from a medicine into a must-have topping at barbecues and diners. Well, as tomatoes became more popular and the recipe evolved, ketchup shifted from being a serious health tonic to a delightful flavor enhancer. Fast forward to today, and it's hard to imagine a world without ketchup on our hot dogs or in our recipes. It's fascinating to think about how something that started as a cure for tummy troubles has become a staple in kitchens worldwide. So next time you squirt some ketchup on your meal, remember, you're not just adding flavor. You're also participating in a piece of food history that started with health in mind. Is it really true that wind turbines harm birds? You might be surprised to learn that in the UK alone, between 10,000 and 100,000 birds lose their lives each year because of collisions with wind turbine blades. These tall, rotating structures are often hard for birds to see, especially in bright or overcast skies. However, researchers have discovered a fascinating solution to help reduce these unfortunate incidents: painting one of the turbine blades black. By doing this, they create a striking contrast against the sky, making it much easier for birds to spot the blades in their flight paths. In fact, this simple paint job can cut bird deaths by an impressive 70%. This innovative approach highlights the importance of finding a balance between renewable energy and wildlife conservation. As we continue to embrace clean energy solutions like wind farms to combat climate change, it's crucial to consider the impact on our feathered friends and explore creative methods to protect them while still harnessing the power of the wind. Why does Mark Zuckerberg wear gray shirts all the time? It turns out his fashion choice is rooted in a practical philosophy. Mark Zuckerberg, co-founder of Facebook, has become famous for his almost uniform look of gray t-shirts and hoodies. This isn't just a quirky style. He believes that spending time deciding on simple things like what to wear can sap his energy and focus for bigger, more impactful decisions. By sticking to the same style, he eliminates the need to think about outfits, allowing his brain to channel its efforts into more significant challenges, like running a multi-billion-dollar company. This concept is part of a broader trend called decision fatigue, where the quality of decisions declines after a long session of decision-making. Steve Jobs famously wore black turtlenecks for a similar reason. Plus, wearing gray means he doesn't have to think too much about coordinating colors or styles. So next time you see him in that iconic gray tee, remember it's not just about comfort, it's all about maximizing productivity. Here's a wild fact about Manuka honey. This special honey comes from the nectar of the Manuka bush, which is native to New Zealand and parts of Australia. What makes Manuka honey truly unique are its powerful antibacterial properties, thanks to a compound called methylglyoxal. While most honey has some good bacteria-fighting abilities, Manuka honey is like the superhero of the honey world. With roots going back to the Maori people, who have used it for centuries for its healing properties, modern science has also started to take notice. Studies suggest that the higher the concentration of methylglyoxal in Manuka honey, the stronger its antibacterial effects. So if you're looking for a natural remedy, this honey might be just the ticket. People use it in everything from soothing sore throats to healing wounds. It even makes for a great sweetener, adding a unique flavor to teas and recipes. Next time you're at the store, think about reaching for this golden treasure that's not only delicious but could also help give your health a boost. Why do lions sleep up to 20 hours daily? It might surprise you to learn that these mighty predators are not always on the prowl. Lions can snooze for up to 20 hours each day, mainly to conserve energy for hunting. After a successful hunt, the big cats indulge in deep slumber to restore their strength. This is especially important since lions rely on short bursts of energy to chase and catch their prey. In a lion pride, you'll often find them piled together, napping in the shade or under the stars. This behavior not only strengthens social bonds but also keeps them warm and safe. Interestingly, while male lions do some hunting, it's usually the lionesses who do the majority of the work. They are more agile and resilient, working together to catch prey, which allows the males to focus on resting and guarding the pride. The outcome? A powerful team that ensures survival in the wild. So next time you think of lions, remember they're not just fierce hunters. They're also champions of napping.